Here I am. I'm at the Capilano Bridge. It's a really nice spot. I'm happy the leaves are still orange, and best part, right beside the water treatment plant. So as long as we stay upstream, we'll be okay. Man, this is a workout. Pointing a 5D with a large 1635 lens, having it at the tip of my arm, I feel like my right arm's gonna get a lot stronger really quick. Okay, this is a lot easier than having to hold up that camera at the end of my arm for 5 minutes at a time. So, there are 3 things that I look for whenever I'm looking for the perfect photo shoot location. Number 1 is diversity. Does that location offer multiple different backdrops so I can have different looking photos without having to drive to a whole nother location? For example, this park here has this really cool footbridge that I can use. It has the river flowing right underneath, so we can actually walk down to the river's edge, have photos along the beachy water's edge there. And I can also use the forest that surrounds the river right around here. There's a whole lot of trails, so I can have photos on those trails too. And that's great because then I can have 3 different looks for photos without having to drive anywhere. And having to drive somewhere cuts on time, but it also means that I can only use the golden hour light for one spot. If I'm here, I can use that golden hour light that doesn't last very long. I can use it for all 3 of these locations because on the bridge here, I can take 15 minutes of photos at the golden hour light. We can walk down to the water, which will take 2 minutes, take more photos there, and then go in the forest and take more photos there, and all that takes 45 minutes to an hour, so I can use that creamy light for one spot with 3 different backdrops. Second thing is the light. Light is super important, probably a little bit more important in my opinion than the actual location itself, but it all plays together. So for the light, I want to make sure I know where the sun will be setting. Will it be setting in a good spot? The backdrop that I want, will the sun be behind that? Because I always want to be placing the sun behind my couple, especially during golden hour when the sun is setting or rising. I want that sun behind them to get that nice glow, and so no one is squinty. And on a day like today, where I'm scoping out this location and it's gray, there's no sun at all, and it's cold, I can still find out where the sun will be setting by just looking at a compass. So you're going to be thinking, who walks around with a compass? Well, you can use the compass app on your phone. Ta-da! I can just whip out my compass, take a peek, and I know that the sun will be setting to the west, which is perfect. That means the sun will be setting at the edge of the river in the horizon. That's exactly what I want, especially if I'm walking along the river's edge. I want the sun setting behind them, so we have the river and then the sun. Awesome. There's a truck coming. I just made that lady's day. She thought this was hilarious. Hi. It's always weird when people walk by and you're just sitting here on a bridge with a camera pointing at you by yourself. Especially those high school students, they were laughing at me. Totally doing Snapchat. I gave them entertainment. That's what I'm here for. Okay. Lastly, the third thing I'm looking for is privacy. How busy is this park? Is it like a hustling and bustling park? Is there tons of people? Because, reason being, when I do photo shoots, usually for my couples, it's usually their first time actually having a photo shoot done. So let's be honest, that can be a little bit awkward for people. Even for me, I still feel a little bit awkward when a camera's pointing in front of me. If there's like tons of people looking at you, it amplifies that awkwardness, and that's not what I want. I want photos that look genuine. I want photos where my couples look really natural. So yes, we can take photos in a busy spot, like downtown if that's the kind of photos that they want, but I want to make sure that I can start the shoot in a spot that's more private. Even though that backdrop or that light might not be as perfect in that location that I choose to start, I want to make sure that I have that option because I'm going to spend those first 20 minutes in that less busy, more private spot to kind of get them used to being in front of the camera, get them a little bit more comfortable, and then go on to the more busier areas so we can get those great photos there. Because if I start them off in a busy spot where there's tons of people staring, then it's like really hard to get them comfortable in front of the camera. So for this location, for example, I know that I could start the shoot on the bridge here, but I'm not going to, because on a Saturday especially, it's gonna be super busy. There's gonna be people walking, there's gonna be dogs, there's gonna be kids on bicycles staring, and that just makes it even harder to get comfortable in front of the camera. So I know I can start in the woods here. It's gonna be still very pretty. We can start there on a more private trail where there's barely anyone walking around, and then graduate up onto the bridge here and into the open park over there where we can get some more photos and they're already a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera. Okay, that's it. I give up. I was gonna do some really cool B-roll, but it's so cold and it's windy. I'm not complaining.